Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 14th of May 2020. Welcome to video number 139. Today I'm going to talk about most important reason why you're maybe struggling with your relationship, why it just doesn't work. But I want to start with kind of looking at where we are, because then it's going to be much easier for us to see why the reason is so obvious why we're struggling with this. So I don't know if you know, but in many places the divorce rate is over 50%. And if you look at, I don't know, your friends, maybe your parents, maybe your own life, what do you see? We're struggling with this. This is completely obvious. And many of us are trying over and over again. And even though it's like our third, fourth, fifth, I don't know, 10th girl, we're still struggling. We're not able to kind of find a way to make it all work. And there are three major areas that will kind of explain or show us the position that we find ourselves in, and why we find ourselves in this place that we don't really know what to do. But the whole thing looks dire. So first of all, ask yourself, what do you really hear people saying and how they think about relationship, especially building like long-lasting one? Many people will just say that it's very hard or impossible. Even worse, some people not even talking about a relationship, they say, I don't understand men. Many people say, understanding women is impossible. And if you say that you understand women, you don't know women. You see, we from the beginning we think that it's not gonna work, or it's gonna be really, really, really hard. So maybe I'll try because I really want it, but I would not put much, a lot of money on that. Second thing, what do? It's like, what is our way of acting when we try to make this work? We struggle. And then ask yourself, well, what kind of success rate do you expect to have if you try to do something, but, as we said before, you believe that it probably fail? It's like starting a business and saying, it's probably not going to work, but let me try. You see, it's like, this is complete insanity. So from the start, we kind of put ourselves in a, losing basket, or we just expect it not to work. And point number 3, what is our experience? You're looking at your friends, look at your parents, maybe look at yourself, and tell me how many of those people, especially us guys, know other guys that are happy in their relationships. How many of your friends you can say that he is happy, it's stable, everything's fine, he's satisfied, he's enjoying his life with his girl? Some of you will say, yeah, it is, but we just started, or he just started. How long it's gonna stay? You see, the statistics says that it may take maybe a few months, maybe a year or two. Statistically, I think that's more or less where the whole thing crumbles. Some of them will end up in few weeks or a few days. And that's experience. That's what you see. And you see, that's this vicious circle. That's this craziness. You think that it's probably not gonna work. Then you act like you're not really sure that it's gonna work, and then your experience is it didn't work. So it's like, this is what life is. What can you expect? So many people fail. And you see, that's the problem, because we don't have any positive examples, or really, really, really rarely you can find them. That'll kind of even push you even thinking that it might work. And now I want you to kind of look at this from different perspective. How many of you were able to jump on a bike and just, ride the bike from the start? Probably no one. There was always like a father, brother, mother, sister, some of your friends, someone who taught you how to do it. How many of you jump into the swimming pool and just made it work? Probably no one. Or maybe if you're one of the kids that was raised like, because lately it's much more common to teach your child to swim, right there from the beginning. But most of us, There's always someone who taught you, and even if you're an infant, there's someone who tried to help you how to deal with this and teach you, even if you don't remember. And this example I want to use later on. How many of you jumped into the car, never had experience, how to be sitting behind the wheel and just drove 300 miles to your grandparents? No one. You had to learn how to drive. You had to go to the driving school, and then you have to pass the exams. And then even when you get your driving license, your father or mother didn't just give you keys, because now you've got a permission to learn how to drive a car. Is that how it works? I remember myself, I was so scared, even though I had plastic, I had my own old car that I just bought just to try to learn how. It's scary. You pass the exams, but you have no experience in driving on your own. And then ask yourself, how many of you read any books before you jumped into your relationship? How many of you get any lessons or workshop before you jumped into bed, or even worse, started your family or raised kids? How many of you have been on any seminars about it? Probably none, because that's my experience. And you see, how do you expect it to work if no one taught you how to do it? Even though the relationship is something that's so important, so many of us want it. Everyone, probably. There's like few people on the planet who decided not to be in a relationship. As a result that they don't want to, not that they had bad experience. You know what I'm saying? But ask yourself, have you been taught that at school? Had everyone taught you about how to build a successful relationship in your school? No one. Have anyone taught you how to even communicate? Maybe if you're in university, somewhere maybe. So no one taught us. So how do we supposed to deal with this? So that's why you struggle. You're like the person who just tries to jump into the car and just drive, having no experience and no clue what they're doing. So the person who decided not to teach those things in school is supposed to be jailed. They don't teach anything like, how to pay taxes, how to build a business, how to manage money. Even those that you need in a relationship, how to know who you are and have some self-esteem, some self-confidence, know who you are and what your strengths, to know who you are. None of this is taught. So that's why I want you to ask yourself, what would be your experience? And let's take this car example. If you're dad, you will say, listen, you want to learn how to drive a car? I've got a friend. He has 20 years experience of being a race driver. Top-notch guy. And how, if you meet the guy and you ask him, is that possible for me to learn how to drive a car? What do you think he'll tell you? He'll tell you, son, I'll teach you not only how to drive a car, I'll teach you the etiquette of the road. I'll teach you how to react, how to behave in dangerous situations when it's raining, when it's snowing, when there's ice. I'll teach you even how to drift if you want. Because, teaching you how to drive on the street, I can do it with my eyes closed. How do you think those 3 points would change in your mind about driving a car? What do you think is possible for you? Different story. This guy has 20 years of experience being a race driver. I'm completely sure that he'll be able to teach me. Second, what would you do? What he told you to do, because he has experience. So even if you're scared and not sure what you're doing, he'll tell you and you'll do exactly what he says. What will be your experience? Everything will change because this guy will teach you. And you'll not only pass the driving license, you're going to get your plastic, you're going to know exactly what to do when you get into your car, because he's going to teach you, not like a teacher at school, but he's going to teach you like a pro. So then if you end up doing all of this, you're going to shine bright like a diamond, because you will know 100-fold more than normal people who end up at the driving school. So now ask yourself, what would happen with you if you would have someone to teach you about building relationships, someone who has years of experience? How would that change what you think about experience? Is that possible? If he is able to do it, how would that impact what you think is possible for you? What would you do? How would you act if there'll be someone who will coach you or teach you, listen, do that, do this, rethink that, how would you act? It's going to be a completely different story, because you would have someone who'll tell you, you've got to do this that way because of that. And it's going to change your perspective of your thinking and your action. And then what will be your experience? That will completely change your result and what you will think about it, because someone who had this success taught you how to do it. You got your success on your own. That's how the world works. If you have no teacher, you struggle. If you've got teacher who is bad teacher, he gonna take you to the wrong side of the road, and you're gonna crash. But if you got someone who had success, who's completely positive and proven that he or she knows what they're doing, you're gonna get the same thing just by copying what they did, or what they'll tell, or doing what they tell you to do. So this is what I want you to understand from this video. We were not taught. That's why we're struggling. That's so obvious. It's scary, but it's obvious. So what you want is to get someone to teach you, to tell you exactly what you have to do. And listen, I told you that on Facebook, on YouTube, I'm not selling. But I want you to understand, I've got 19 years of experience with this. That's why I'm recording all the tons of the videos. If you want to work with me, go to manhoodexplainedproject.com and let's take it from there. I'm not going to sell here. But if you say, brother, I don't like your face, there's tons of other people who are talking about it over and over again. There's Garrett White. There is Men on Fire. Find them on Facebook. There's Mark Ganger. He was talking about relationship. And I'm looking at it from the manhood perspective. I'm not doing like a counseling for marriages or couples. I'm trying to help you with understand what manhood means, and how to make you a guy who knows how to deal with this and feels satisfied and awesome being a guy in your relationship. But as I say, just find someone who will resonate with you. And find someone, because you have no knowledge and no experience. There's no one helping you to do this. Find someone who will. And that will change completely your expectations, what you think, what you do, and your result, the result that you will see in your life. Because there will be someone who will help you to do this. Because this is what I want you to take from this video. What you don't want to do is to try to reinvent the wheel over and over again, and for the next decade, try to fix your relationship on try and error basis. Because it's going to be a grind, and it's probably not going to work. And you're going to be miserable like so many other people around you. That's why what you want is find someone who knows what they're talking about, have success rate high, so they'll be able to explain how it all works, help you how to fix it, apply it in your life, and help you to stand up on your own feet. That's why don't go for someone who's gonna charge you $100, because you're gonna get what you paid for. The quality of this advice is gonna be equal to the price that you pay. So don't be afraid to invest in your understanding of relationships or manhood. Just because it's the most important thing. So if that doesn't work, nothing works. So that's why get someone who will resonate with you, someone good. How that will be able to help you to get this kind of like geometric growth, so you'll finally be able to be satisfied with where you are with your relationship and start enjoying life. Think about it and do something about it. For the love of God, do something about it. Because you are not taught. Time is not on your side, but everything's in your hand. So have guts to do something about it. Act now. If you like this video, give me a comment, or like it or not. If you didn't like the video, even more, give me a shout what you think, because I like to see what you think. What is your point of view on the subject? But this way or the other, if there's anything you want me to talk about, to answer your question, you don't have to put it in a comment. Just DM me. Maybe that's understandable that you don't want to share your relationship problems in the comments. But I don't judge. I'm here to help you. So just give me a shout. Right, my friend is having issues with this or that. And I'll try to record a video about it and give you my point of view. So I'll try to help you as much as I can. So that being said, see you tomorrow.